Hi, my name is Krista Lee, and on May 5th, 2014, that was the day that kind of changed my life. And on that day, I was taking a shower more or less like the afternoon, and as I was going in the shower, I felt normal. I didn't feel like anything was happening or was going to happen. And when I was washing up, like anyone would do in the shower, I felt this dizziness in my head, and my head just started pounding, and I kind of fell back a little bit.
I hear a boom in the shower, and as soon as I hear a boom, I didn't hesitate, and I went straight to the shower. I had to break in, and as soon as I broke in, I saw Krista Lee on the shower, just laid out, like passed out, and I picked her up.
I don't remember anything that happened at that point. But what I do remember is from when my boyfriend asked me, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" At that point, I was already laying in the bed with a towel wrapped around me, with short of breath, and all I can remember is telling him, yes, just call them right away. I know that I woke up in a hospital, and they were asking me all kinds of questions, and they asked me, "Are you sure you want to be here? Do you know how much money this is going to cost you?" And I'm like, "I don't care how much, just do what you have to do to figure out what is this pounding headache that I have." And they said that they were going to do an MRI. So that day, they did an MRI and they did an X-ray. They said, "There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you at all." They sent me home. They said, "There's nothing wrong with you. You need to go home." That's it. They didn't tell me to come back if I feel any other pain or if I feel this kind of symptoms to come back. They just sent me home without a word. And then I came home that same night, and at that point we slept with his mom because he was scared, because now the pain is really sharp. I can't sleep now. Now I'm getting up in the middle of the night throwing up.
So Krista Lee had a very unusual type of hemorrhage. She had a ruptured aneurysm that caused a very focal hemorrhage in a specific part of her brain that can sometimes be misinterpreted as something from a trauma or another reason. It's not the typical large bleed pattern you see from a ruptured aneurysm. So it was missed, basically. And she showed up to Jackson Memorial finally after having several trips to an outside institution. And they were finally able to get a proper imaging study and were able to find that she had, in fact, a brain aneurysm that had ruptured rather than a trauma. A subarachnoid hemorrhage is usually a big deal. It's a very life-threatening event. A lot of people are not as lucky as Krista Lee was. They come in with a bad hemorrhage, bad brain damage from the beginning. And even though we can play great defense fixing their aneurysm and preventing the other complications from an aneurysm rupture, the initial hemorrhage oftentimes determines their prognosis. But for Krista Lee, she had a very minor hemorrhage. Even though she was very uncomfortable, had a severe headache, she was awake, talking, alert. So when I see a patient like that, I become even more aggressive, because I know that if we can play really good defense and secure the aneurysm and protect all these other problems, they can make an almost complete recovery.
And when I met Dr. Peterson, he came in the room with his team, and Dr. Peterson was just briefly going through everything that happened to me. He told me where he made the incision in my head. He told me that he didn't cut my hair. He didn't believe in cutting my hair, which is awesome because I need my hair. And he just explained that he put a coil in my head, and that it was a 10% chance that it was gonna open, which was very low. And he told me everything that could happen and could not happen. And that was it. I met him. I wish I could have had the energy to go up and give him a hug, but I didn't have no energy at that time. I was just trying to recover. If any one of my friends or my family or just a stranger asked me for advice on what to do if they had the same problem that I had, which was the brain aneurysm, I would definitely refer them to Dr. Peterson, because he's a great person, he's a great doctor. Here I got better, I recovered, and they were very serious about me getting better, and they helped me, and I'm here talking to you, so that should say a lot about the people here at the hospital.